Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, Fantasy Champs? Welcome in to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always. Rick, what's poppin', my guy?
What's up? What's up?
We got a fun show for you today. We're going to do another mock draft 6.0. The season is fast approaching. Oh, I started watching Hard Knocks in season today just because I'm like psyched up for training camp. I'm freaking fired up. Like,
that's how you know you're
Patriots training camp. We're recording this on Tuesday, so Patriots training camp starts tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna go, just because.
Do it.
Should I bring my Mac Jones jersey and just get it signed?
Okay, now let's not. Well, if you get it signed, sure, but don't go too fanboy.
No, dude, I'm wearing. I literally was because I was gonna bring the Mac Jones jersey, and then I'm like, well, if I'm wearing it, then I look like a stupid fan. I don't want that. I want to look like I'm scouting out for fantasy football, right? So I'm just gonna wear
because that makes you seem a lot cooler.
T-shirt and like my regular like shorts. I'll be good. I'll look like a scout.
Okay, there you go. Wear sunglasses.
Wear an Adidas hat.
Bring a suitcase.
Sunglasses and a suitcase. Anyway, so training camps are back. Really excited about that. Today we got a mock draft for you, the 6th edition of our mock drafts for the season. Out of, I think, what do we say, 10 or 12?
Yeah, I believe so. I think 10.
So before we jump into that, check our website, fantasychampions.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platforms, leave a review and share this podcast with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, and comment down below any questions. Love the comments that we've been getting lately, even if they're hate comments. So please comment.
We love the hate.
So I forgot to tell you, Rick, before the show, but I did want to hop into, what is it? Wanted to hop into some short news for the day. Because training camps, people started reporting today, so I'm just going to go through a couple of news points. Should I talk about Mac Jones and how Bill Belichick said he has dramatic...
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
No, that's okay. It doesn't affect fantasy. So Julio Jones signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm curious if this is just like a training camp try it out deal, or if it's the
rich get richer.
Yeah, the rich get richer deal. If this works and Julio plays, there's no reason why I don't think he can't be really good.
Yeah, it's just, man, is that an old man squad down there in Tampa, huh?
Oh my God, I know.
It's like the LA Lakers of the NFL.
Fournette's 270 pounds.
Mike Evans, Julio Jones.
Brady just released his Brady brand swimwear line. All kinds of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of clowns.
I will say, this signing, I think he'll play. I'm curious if Brady like connects with him because, like, obviously he for some reason had some kind of amazing love for Antonio Brown that no one can really figure out. But he threw the ball to him a lot. So do you think Julio would play that kind of role, or?
I don't really know.
Because he's kind of like Mike Evans. He's the same role.
Exactly. He's more of a vertical threat, so I'm not really sure. But there's no reason that Julio couldn't play that role other than the fact that he's like 33 years old. So that's going to be one thing that's hindering him. But if he's like healthy and plays well, then I feel like he could play the Antonio Brown role. But Antonio Brown was used a lot in short yardage. As well as slants. He was also used on a couple of deep ball passes, though, too. And I think Julio will be involved in that. I think it's just another weapon.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
There was some other news in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation. So they said that today, Chris Godwin was cleared for the beginning of training camp.
Which doesn't make sense because I feel like if you're going to go sign Julio, it probably means Godwin's going to be out for a while. But
they said neither he or Levante David, who is, I believe, a linebacker, will start on the pup. So both of them won't start on the pup list.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I read that 3 times and I was like, will start on the pup list? What? So I thought he was going to start on the PUP, but it sounds like, and then the new PUP rules are only 4 weeks, so it's a little bit shorter of a time, but him not starting on the pup is good news, and it also complicates things for fantasy. So you have Julio now, you have Chris Godwin. We just freaking released a video about Mike Evans, and now
I know.
What's wrong with us? I don't know.
I mean, I still
should
like
I still
Mike
be in on Evans, wide receiver 9? I feel like that's now his ceiling. So
yeah,
screw us. But anyway, so yeah, Godwin's back, Julio's in. We're in the same spot we were last year, trying to figure out who Brady's going to throw to this year. So
yep, the exact same spot.
Kenneth Walker has finally signed his second round 4-year contract right in time for training camp.
Yep.
I don't understand why it takes so long for some of these players to negotiate these deals.
I don't either. But do you think it might have to do with the recent retirement?
Oh, I was just about to bring that up. I guess we're going team by team at this point because Chris Carson has retired from the NFL, which, to be honest with you, I love for Kenneth Walker. I was starting to get nervous for Kenneth Walker.
I mean, to me, it didn't really do anything because I didn't expect Chris Carson to even play this year.
Yeah.
So, it didn't really do anything for me for that.
Right.
Good career, though, for his 7th round pick in the NFL.
Oh, my gosh.
He's pretty much undrafted. But
and the only other, let's see, we got the Chris Carson news is good. The only other news that I wanted to hit on was it sounds like from what Kyle Shanahan said this morning on the Tuesday presser before training camp is that Jimmy's done. It's all over for Jim. He said that this is Trey's team. I'll give you the quote. That's not anything against Jimmy Garoppolo.
Sorry.
We made that decision a year ago. We're not going to mess around with that anymore. Jimmy understands that fully. He's a big guy. Nothing against him. It's a business decision. So it sounds like the 49ers are doing what everyone wants them to do and moving forward with Trey Lance as the quarterback. There was also a note, too. This will be the last piece before we jump into the mock draft. There was also a note, too. He also said that Jimmy Garoppolo had a great run with the team. So this is not coach speak. I think they're just moving on from Jim at this point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly. I mean, you can't just say it's Trey's team and then not move on from Jimmy.
Right, exactly.
You see, Dobbins is starting the year on the PUP list. That's not a great sign.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So is Gus Edwards.
So here we go again. Here we go again with the freaking Ravens need to draft a running back. They need to figure something out.
But Dobbins tweeted out saying
the argument between him and Rappaport.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with that either. But anyway, there's some news for the day, unless you have anything else. Oh, I forgot. Joe Burrow, his appendix blew up. Had to get surgery on his appendix. Good that this happened now and not, week 7 when you needed him.
Very true. That's like
Joe's appendix.
He's gonna miss all training camp.
He's got perfect timing on his passes and perfect timing for when his organs explode.
Nice, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's not huge news, but I know Justin Ross is not going to play this year. The undrafted rookie free agent for the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, because of why again?
Injuries.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know if he's ever going to make the NFL.
There was some news not related to fantasy football. Justin Ross is dead. So that John Mechie got diagnosed with what is it called? Leukemia, and he most likely will miss the whole season dealing with that. So not a good start for John Mechie. Hopefully he recovers and is well on his way back next year.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's the news. We'll try to get you filled in on at least through training camp. I don't like doing it during the regular season. Too much coach speak. But during training camp, I think we'll at least once a week hit some of the news points so that we can keep you up to date with what's going on in training camp and help you respond. And then we'll do these mock drafts a heck of a lot faster than we've been doing them.
Yeah, so, very true.
If you're watching on YouTube, checking out the screen, Rick and I are going to do a 12-team, 3-wide receiver PPR mock draft. So we're going wide receiver crazy. Wide receivers today. We'll see how we approach this draft and how it works out for us. So it should be interesting. Rick and I thought we would do something a little bit more fun today. And determine our pick spots by a spinning wheel. And by coin flip, I got the first spin. So, frick you, Rick.
Thanks, bro. Now. You're going to have to announce it to me because I can't see the wheel.
Okay, I'm pick 2. Why am I pick 2?
Pick 2?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
That's exactly where you want to be. That's your pick.
Yeah, I guess so. And your pick is not in the same settings, though. Your pick 7.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks,
all
guys.
Set. Thanks for attending the
draft lottery.
Yeah, essentially our draft lottery. And I'm pick 2. Why is...
All right, let's get this joint started.
Clyde just got put on the PUP.
Okay, that's a random one.
Why, Clyde? Why? Can you just...
Oh, he's so, like, there's nothing.
Ronald Jones is going to take that job. Anyway, all right, let's jump into...
There was a report from a beat writer saying that he didn't even know if Ronald Jones would make the roster.
Wow. That's kind of terrifying, to be honest with you. All right, let's get this started. This mock draft started. Star mock. Whoa.
Okay. That's interesting.
This has been happening on these sleeper mocks.
That's why we got to do it with real people.
Whatever. I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor. That doesn't need to be talked about.
Okay. Interesting. So after Jonathan Taylor, because Derrick Henry somehow went first overall for those listening. Jonathan Taylor went 2, Christian McCaffrey 3, Dalvin Cook 4, Cooper Kupp 5. And Austin Eckler went 6. I'd probably usually take Najee Harris here, but for the sake of this draft, I'm taking Justin Jefferson. See how this plays out.
Smart.
My wide receiver 1.
Who's your wide receiver 2?
Kupp. Then Chase.
My wide receiver 1 is your wide receiver 3. I hate it.
Yeah. So then after Jefferson, it was Chase, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, Devonta Adams, CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Swift, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb. Best available player right now is Mark Andrews, followed by Josh Allen, which is so gross to me.
Mm-hmm.
Kamara, and I've said this before on the show, I'll say it again. If I knew if he would get suspended or what it would look like, I would take him here. If I knew he wasn't getting suspended, it would be an easy pick. Even if it was like a 2-game suspension, like a small suspension, I think I'd probably take him. But because we don't know, I'm not going to take him. And that leaves Debo or Saquon.
Okay.
I feel like Debo is probably, or Javonte. I didn't see Javonte. But I feel like Debo is probably the best available player at the spot.
The BPA?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know you're anti-Barkley.
I am.
And I should be anti-Barkley.
Yeah.
But I just can't be anti-Barkley.
It's not within your repertoire.
You know what? I'm going to go with a very interesting strategy. I'm going to go Debo.
Excuse me, guys.
I want to see how this plays out.
I literally thought I turned the sound off, Sleeper. Get out of here.
Hey, bro, you got your 400-pound running back available there, Leonard Fournette. Mark Andrews is still available.
Gross.
So anyway, after my pick, Debo, it went Kamara, Javonte, Mike Evans, Josh Allen. Now you're back on the board.
So interesting strat here for you, Rick. I like it. And take wide receivers. You get your wide receiver room fixed out. I want to see where you should take a wide receiver in the 3rd round because I want to see where the running backs end up for you.
I don't know if I'll go that far. We'll see.
So looking at the board right now, normally I'd say in a 3 wide receiver, you probably at this point, like if I had the 2 picks, so you have JT on the board. I had to take him. It's not even a question. But in a 3 wide receiver, you do probably want to take a shot at least on a wide receiver in the second round.
Sure.
And looking at the other team, they also have a running back. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but there is a guy that I like here at running back that I probably will take. So I'll go 2 running backs here again. Oh boy, left all the wide receivers.
And you lucked out.
Yeah, see, I lucked out. Mark Andrews, Leonard Fournette after my pick. And it comes back to me at 3-2. So definitely have to go wide receiver here. Keenan Allen is an interesting pick. How many wide receivers are gone off the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that correct?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 receivers.
Okay, so Keenan Allen has been ranking at around 10 for me and for most of the fantasy community. And he is a PPR machine. He's projected right now on Sleeper to get 100 catches this year, and that wouldn't even surprise me. So he will get a lot of PPR points, so he's a good option. T. Higgins is an interesting option, but he's not as prolific when it comes to receptions. So he'll be right around like 80, which is not bad. It's still like that's a really, really good season. So he's an option as well. And then you start really falling off from there. It's funny because I don't put A.J. Brown in this conversation. That kind of hurts a little. Like Rick Love for Saquon.
That's very weird that you're...
So I'm going to take Keenan. I'll take Keenan Allen.
Okay.
After my pick, we had Saquon, Kyle Pitts, Patrick Mahomes, and then T. Higgins come off the board. Now Rick's pick is on T. Clock.
This is a tough one for me. It's a real tough one. AJ Brown fell to me, but I'm not going with a 3rd wide receiver here. It's pretty easily between a couple guys here. It's either Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner, or Cam Akers. Mm-hmm. Now, I did do my projections, and I've been very anti-Elliott.
Okay.
But I don't hate him now, because I think he projects out pretty well. I have him in the same boat as Cam Akers, I think a couple points higher. And then James Conner's in that area too. But Elliott, I think, had the most projected points when I did it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take Zeke. But it's kind of gross. But I feel like 3rd round, 3-8 or 3-7 isn't too bad for Elliott. So then it was followed by Cam Akers. A.J. Brown, 2 good picks there back-to-back. David Montgomery, Herbert, Kittle, James Conner, Darren Waller, Breece Hall, Terry McLaurin, and
dude, if you could get
Antonio
Justin
Gibson.
Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, Ezekiel Elliott, and Gibson, that would be robbery.
Yeah.
So you would take Elliott over Akers, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. But those guys, I like both of them. So I have an interesting choice here. I have Deontay Johnson on the board, Jalen Waddle, Travis Etienne, Pittman, Metcalf, Josh Jacobs, DJ Moore. None of those are bad options. I probably should take Etienne so I can get my 2nd running back.
Okay.
But I really want to take Michael Pittman, Deontay, or DJ Moore, so that wide receiver room would just be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take Travis Etienne. So then it's Josh Jacobs, Cortland Sutton, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, and now you are on the clock.
Michael Pittman, not even a question.
Good pick.
Oh, dude, I was hoping it was Michael Pittman or Deontay Johnson. Or DJ Moore. I would have been okay with that.
Still got Waddle there on the board.
You ended up taking Travis Etienne, huh?
J.K. Dobbins, Mr. PUP.
Gross. All right, so I could go and fill out the flex here at 5-2 with another running back, but, that's not a good idea. Some of the options I have are at the wide receiver position right now are Jalen Waddle, obviously. I just there's a lot of people like hyping up Jalen Waddle, and it's like I think he's wide receiver 13 or 14 rankings right now on Fantasy Pros Expert Consensus, and I'm like I don't mind Jalen Waddle. I just like it's not easy for a team in the NFL to carry two wide receiver ones, and I think the wide receiver one for the Dolphins is going to be Tyreek Hill, right? And I don't think Tua Tagovailoa can carry two wide receiver ones on his team. So that leaves Jalen Waddle out, and it kind of kills the ceiling a little bit for him.
Yeah.
And Jalen Waddle last year, like if they didn't get Tyreek Hill, Waddle would be a PPR machine. He might hit like 105 targets to 110 targets this year. If that was not 100 targets, 105 catches is what I meant to say.
Yeah. I mean, he had 104 last year.
And so it's like, yeah, he would be right around that area, maybe more. But with Tyreek Hill there, it's going to be hard for him to crack that 100 like threshold. They both play kind of a similar role. They use their speed to stretch the field vertically, and they also have the ability to take a play from the house in the slot. So it's like they're both similar players, but I just feel like they're both going to play a similar role, and they're both going to get targets, but it's just not going to be enough for a guy like Jalen Waddle to get up to that point. Now, drafting Waddle in the 5th round and getting a wide receiver 2 mid-range is good. So the question is, do I want to do that? I already have the Chargers wide receiver, so Mike Williams is off the board. Marquise Hollywood Brown is not a bad option. What do I got for everyone? Nobody. What do you think of Cooper, Rick?
It's a good pick if Deshaun Watson's playing. Now you decide if he plays or not.
Gross.
Make your pick here, boss. You're almost at 3 minutes. Let's go.
I'm thinking. Should I wait?
Oh my
God, I am at 3 minutes. All right, so I'm between Marquise Hollywood Brown and Allen Robinson.
Hollywood Brown or Allen
Waddle.
Robinson.
Or Jalen Waddle. I'm going to take Waddle. I'm going to take a risk.
I think you made a good pick.
I'm going to take Waddle and take the risk there.
Unfortunately, the guy I wanted was Mike Williams or Waddle, and I knew Waddle wasn't going to follow me, but I thought Mike Williams would have. He didn't, but that's okay. And I'm not taking Cooper or Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Allen Robinson.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
At the 5-7. Yeah, but I never disagreed with you with what you were saying with Waddle, but I feel like at the 5-2, when he's like the 20th receiver off the board, at that point it's not too bad.
Right.
Okay, so after Allen Robinson, we had Lamar Jackson, Amari Cooper, Hollywood Brown, Clyde, J.K. Dobbins, Kyler Murray, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Dalton Schultz, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Miles Sanders is available if I wanted a third running back. Michael Thomas is available, who's moving back up ADPs because he did get placed on the PUP, but according to the GM, it's more of like a safety precaution.
Yeah.
It's not really like they think he's injured. So if Michael Thomas is healthy week 1, where do you think he should get drafted?
If he's healthy week 1 and he's playing and he plays the whole season, he probably should be like a top 6 or 7th round pick.
Yeah, I would say he's probably
like receiver 20 to 25,
4th round maybe.
We haven't seen him play
3rd round
in a couple of
years,
so it's
that's
like,
true.
What does he look like even on the field at this point? It's just there's so many like there does come a point where Michael Thomas is a value in drafts. Like if he's in the 7th, 8th round, like I don't mind that, but like at this point for Thomas, it's you just don't know what you're getting on the field, and if you're anticipating in the first 6 rounds for this particular league, we have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a flex in this league. Like it makes it hard when you want to focus on building that core in the first 6 rounds. Can you trust Michael Thomas at your flex, or is he just going to be like wide receiver 35 and suck?
Yeah, he could absolutely be a home run. But I'm not going to take him based on His injury history, and we just don't know what he's going to look like this year.
Yeah.
If we get closer to August and we know for sure he's going to play week 1 and everybody says he's 100% healthy, that would change my mind. But as of now, I don't know. So I'm going to take Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney, good pick. After Rick's pick, we have Thielen, Michael Thomas, A.J. Dillon, and then Miles Sanders, and then my pick. So my options here, you start to dwindle at running back. Like, this is the point in the draft to where running back is going to be tough. So if you want to get some running back depth, now is the time to do it. There's also some decent wide receivers here. Juju would not be a bad flex option for KC. He's the most, probably at this point, the most veteran and skilled wide receiver in that wide receiver room. Some people might argue that Sky Moore, but who cares? I like Bateman. I would probably wait for Bateman until 7-2 and not take him here. Damian Harris in a PPR league.
Would you take that risk in a real draft or just a sleeper mock?
Bateman or
the Bateman thing
at 7-2?
Yeah,
I'd take him. Why?
I mean, would you take so you said you would take him here, but you're going to wait on him at 7-2. Would you do that in a real draft? Would you wait on him?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the next team does have wide receiver, but as I look at the board right now, like Hopkins is on the board, Juju's on the board, Drake London, Gabe Davis. So like, there's other guys that they would take. Possibly, I'd take the risk, but yeah. So I was thinking about like Damian Harris is not a good pick for PPR.
No.
And then after him, there's nothing like Kenneth Walker, Kareem Hunt, Cordero Patterson. It's more like deeper plays, but so I think I'm gonna go with Juju, and then flip at the turn and get what was it, Bateman? And now I got 5
good
receivers.
picks, yeah. Good pick.
No, I got 5 receivers. Jalen Hurts, Damian Harris went off the board after my Juju pick, and then D-Hop, Devonta Smith, Kareem Hunt, Kenneth Walker came off the board after my pick, and then Rick is on the clock at 7-7.
Yeah, I could go Gabe Davis here. I like Elijah Moore, who's available as well. There's really nothing at running back. I could go tight end with Dallas Goedert, although I don't love the Phillies situation there and how that's going to spread out. I don't really know. You got to convince me to not take Russell Wilson here.
Don't take Russell Wilson here.
Why?
I don't know. You told me to convince you, so I just said it.
That's not a convincing argument, bro.
Because you're gonna end up taking Gabe Davis, aren't you?
Or Elijah Moore.
You're tempted. Honestly, Russ is not a bad pick here.
Okay, that's all I had to hear.
That's
all I had to hear.
Yeah, it's not. I'm like, I wasn't gonna judge your Russ pick. It's not too early.
Okay. Tony Pollard.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Dak, Gabe Davis, Drake London, Elijah Moore, Traylon Burks, Cordell Patterson, Tom Brady, Devin Singletary, Dallas Goedert.
If Gabe Davis is right around like wide receiver 30 in the 7th round, are you okay with that, or no?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, if he's higher, then it's kind
I
of
wouldn't
no.
mind it. I can't justifiably the Gabe Davis people. I don't know where they came from, to be honest with you. Like,
no, it's gone next level.
What did Gabe Davis do to get this kind of unwarranted?
Yeah, didn't he have 4 touchdowns in the playoff game against the Chiefs? That's what it was. He had 4 receiving touchdowns.
It's just like people dial it back a couple of notches. I love him as like if he's in the 8th or 9th round.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would smash that.
That was the way I had viewed him all at the beginning of the offseason.
And he's going to, by the end of August, probably be a 5th or 6th round pick. And I'm like, that's not worth it. Like, I can't take a risk when I have guys that I actually like on the board, as opposed to like Gabe Davis. This is going to be one of those like overhyped wide receivers that falls flat on his face because Buffalo doesn't like. We've done this before, even with Gabe Davis or younger wide receivers in that core. Like, it's Stefon Diggs, it's Dawson Knox, and then it's randomized. That's just how Buffalo is going to be.
Yep.
I don't understand why people are going to make, but Gabe Davis, I think will finish higher than wide receiver 30. So I would definitely be okay with taking him in like 7th, 8th, 9th round, as long as he's not in your starting lineup to start.
Mm-hmm. So Brandon Ayuk is probably the way to go here.
Mm-hmm.
I do only have 2 running backs on the roster though.
Me too.
And I feel like in PPR at this point, if you look at the running backs available, Edmonds is not a bad option, but I am going to take Brandon Ayuk.
I love it. It was a lead up to what you weren't gonna do.
I set you up, bro. Go ahead.
Melvin Gordon, Chris Olave, Aaron Rodgers, Hunter Renfrow, and then I'm gonna take.
There is James Cook though, and Penny.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Rashad Penny.
Okay.
Not bad. There has been some. I'm curious to see what happens with Kenneth Walker. I don't really know why Seattle does these things, but Chris Carson is gone, and they have talked about how they're going to make Penny the bell cow.
20+ carries to open the season.
So I want to see if that is going to happen, because they say that, and then Kenneth Walker was drafted in the 2nd round.
Yeah, but could it be one of those things where Walker in the beginning of the year is not used a lot, and then Penny gets hurt by like week 6 or 7, and then it's just Walker's job?
Yeah. I mean, that could be the case. Or it could be similar to what Chris Carson and Rashad Penny were on the field when they were together, which was
true.
A 60-40, 55-45 split snap-wise. So, I mean, that could happen, and then they could just be like, okay, this is Rashad Penny's last season. We need somebody else to come in and take over that role when, Penny's gone. I don't love Seattle's offense, so that's the only gross part about that pick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 20 carries a game, if he stays healthy the whole year and paces at that number for real with pass-catching work, he will hit a massive amount of opportunity, which, I can't pass up on. So, especially in the 8th round. After my pick, I mean, there's some running backs that I might consider drafting in the later rounds, so I think I'll be done at this position, and I would go with, I think I'm going to go with Robert Woods here.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, Woods is, I keep forgetting that he exists in Tennessee, and they won't pass it a lot, but I think he's going to just take most of the A.J. Brown workload.
He'll be the wide receiver 1
on the team, yeah. So because of that, if he stays healthy, he's a wide receiver on a team in the 9th round. I like that pick. He starts the season on the bench, and if he works out for Tennessee, I see him as like a mid to high-end wide receiver 2, which is not bad to get him in the 9th round. I can flex him on bye weeks, get him into my starting lineup if I need to, and I think he'll be fine. And then there's a small chance of upside that he ends up being really good, but I don't think that's there anymore for him. So wide receiver 2 is probably in the range of outcomes, and I'll take that in the 9th round. Yeah,
and then Zach Ertz, Dotson Knox, they'll run on tight ends here. Pat Freiermuth as well at 9.6. Garrett Wilson went between him at 9.5. Now on the board, and Chase Edmonds is still there. Probably going to take him, although James Cook is there too as well. Also a good passing option and could be solid bench running back in PPR. It's actually kind of tough. I think I'm going to go Edmonds though. But
okay, sounds good.
I wouldn't blame anyone for taking James Cook.
It's not a bad pick. I'm curious to see how Miami utilizes him.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers last year and how Tua used it, or I guess because it is a different coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
But Tua did dump it off to the running back a lot.
That's
year.
Tua. That's not coaching staff. That'll just
right, and that's what I thought too. So I feel like Edmonds could get a lot of passing game work at the running back position. So I'm not sure how he's actually going to do on the ground. But after Edmonds, it was Russell Gage, Alan Lazard, Matt Stafford, James Cook, Michael Carter, Derek Carr, Raheem Stevenson, Christian Kirk, Christian Watson, and my guy Cole Kmet, who just screwed me over for my tight end plan. Do I want to go Mike Gesicki? Not really, but I guess I will.
Oh God. You did. Oh, I was going to take Sky Moore.
You don't have a tight end either.
Over my only rookie wide receiver draft pick of all time, Sky Moore in the 10th.
Yeah, what? You would take Sky Moore?
I don't have a what?
Ahead of Gallup and other points? Interesting. Okay.
Well,
you've turned into a Sky Moore person. Pre-draft was not Sky Moore. Now all of a sudden,
no, I'm not. It's not that I'm a Sky Moore person. It's that the two guys in the offense that are most likely to become the new Tyreek Hill, as good as that can be, are Juju Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore. And then
what about MVS?
There's also he's getting drafted far too high. There's also Mecole Hardman and MVS, but I feel like those two guys have the best shot, and I like to take shots at them. So
yeah,
either way. Makes sense. But I was assuming that Gallup and others would be gone at this point. So, what did you say prior to my pick? I had who available?
I don't remember anymore. Yeah. So I had Mike. Oh, I said you didn't have a tight end.
Oh, yeah.
I drafted Mike Gesicki, then followed by Sky Moore, Michael Gallup, Trey Lance, and MVS, and now you are on the clock.
Albert O, baby. No, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you do that.
I'm not going to do Albert O. I've actually kind of Isaiah Spiller has kind of grown on me a little bit. Only because the Chargers have typically, I think last year, if you want to, do you mind looking it up, Rick, for Austin Eckler? I think he had only 200 rushes.
Yeah, that was a lot for him. That was
That's a lot for him, yeah. So he might have had more. I just can't fully remember. But they drafted Spiller in the what round did they draft him? Fourth round?
Beginning of the fourth round.
I actually think if he can earn the running back 2, which is the projected role for him, he can come in and he can have a solid workload on the ground. Because 200 carries a game, he's not Austin Eckler's not taking a huge chunk of carries.
No.
So I think Isaiah Spiller can walk into that Chargers locker room and start as the running back 2 on the team and get maybe 12 to 14 touches a game.
They did throw the ball almost 700 times last year, though.
I know.
So that is a very pass-heavy team.
They had those two guys that they always
Yeah, Justin Jackson had 68 carries. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, and then who's the other guy?
Josh Kelly. He only had 33 carries, but you take away those two, that's almost 100 carries.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be a role for Isaiah Spiller. I'm curious to see how they use him. I'm not going to draft him here because I feel like it's way too high and I feel like people are getting too excited about it.
Yeah.
But if he was in the 11th, 12th, or 13th round and I was...
I'm very fascinated by him in Dynasty because Eckler's, 27, 28?
Yeah. That could go downhill. But we just got news that Clyde might start the season on the PUP, so I'm going to draft Ronald Jones in the 10th round.
Fair enough.
Gross pick.
Fair enough.
The grossest pick of all time. Tooney, who is not a bad pick. I probably should have taken him there. And then James Robinson. I wanted some running back depth.
James Robinson, did you hear not starting the season on the PUP?
Really?
Kind of made me hesitant about ETN. Yeah, taking him
in no way.
Round. Huh. But I don't know. I still don't think he's going to play week 1.
I'm going to get my quarterback now just to get ahead of this run, and I'm going to get myself some Justin Fields.
Okay, fair enough.
Cousins would not have been a bad pick either, by the way.
So Hunter Henry, Isaiah Spiller, Dameon Pierce, James Williams, and now I am on the board. If I had Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison would be the easiest pick in the world right here. And I do not. This is PPR. I'm gonna take Rachaad White because Leonard Fournette
Brown was
800
placed on
pounds.
the NFI list.
What is it?
NFI. What does that mean? I should know this.
Who?
Hollywood.
In NFI, I don't know.
Not for. I should know this.
In NFI. I feel like we should both know this. Yeah,
bro. Leonard Fournette got down to 245 at camp. Saddle it up.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna take Rachaad White though, just in case he goes back up.
I'm getting all
to
kinds of notices as the show goes on.
So, then it was Tyler Boyd, Alexander Madison, Rondale Moore, Jarvis Landry, Jahan Dotson, Irv Smith, Naheem Hines, Albert O, Kirk Cousins, Tua.
Yeah.
Bro, who are you gonna draft at tight end?
I don't know. That's a good get.
Are you going to have a tight end on your team?
No. Well, I'm gonna throw a dart. See what happens. Should I do it next round or should I wait?
I mean,
Wait until
if it's
round
gonna be
13.
a dart, you could just wait. Man, what a bunch of garbage on the board. We got Deshaun Watson, Darrell Henderson.
12 teams are tough, my guy.
Another allergy. Actually, Henderson might not be a bad one if Cam Akers ends up sucking early with the Achilles history. Mm-hmm. Kenny Galladay is another one who, like, it's super gross, but if Dayball actually improves the offense slightly.
You're going to do it, aren't you?
He's going to be the wide receiver 1 or 2 on the team.
You see him. You see him, and you're going to do it.
Marlon Mack. No. Jacoby Myers, Tim Patrick, a couple garbage tight ends, J.D. McKissick.
Whoa. Couple garbage tight ends.
Okay. Good tight ends in horrible situations. Njoku could be a good situation.
Is in the exact situation he was before.
Yeah, and that excites me a lot.
That should excite you.
Probably the worst passing offense in the NFL this year.
That's rude.
Man,
top 30 at least.
I'm gonna take my boy T. Law for a breakout season.
Okay. I'm gonna wait for my pick. Myers, Watson, Henderson, Gainwell come off the board. I am going to take Noah Fant. I'll get my tight end just for Rick. Algier, I think is how you say his name. I kind of am mad. I'm mad that he's getting drafted at this point because I have to say his name. Annoying.
That's the reason.
Yeah, that is the reason. I'm gonna take Hardman, my guy. And let Rick pick. Marlon Mack, Devontae Parker, David Njoku. I was hoping Marlon Mack would follow you just to see if you would draft him again. Tim Patrick, and now Rick's pick.
Considering what's on the board, I probably would have. I mean, who would, like, J.D. McKissick? No. Higbee? No. George Pickens? No.
You don't want the Hig Beast?
DJ Chark, if they didn't draft Jameson Williams, I would have said yes. Matt Ryan. I already have 2 quarterbacks. Mark Ingram, definitely not. Unless Kamara gets suspended, even for like 4 games, I guess he would be worth it. James Winston, no. Gerald Everett, are you one of the people that's on the Gerald Everett train? Because
I mean, he's in Los Angeles, so that's not a bad place to be. But
it's not. But wow, this is really, really disgusting. I'm tempted to go Jalen Tolbert. Because could be week 1 starter. Michael Gallup, I think, start on the PUP. If he misses the first 4 to 6 weeks,
yeah,
Tolbert could have a really good start to the season. Same thing with Mark Ingram, just at the running back position. I'm gonna just do that. Why not, Jalen Tolbert?
Jalen Tolbert is not a bad pick.
13th round, bro.
I'm so glad.
And guess who else I'm going to take?
Oh, no.
Rob Tonyan.
That's not a bad pick on Bob. Oh, you dirty dogs. I was going to joke around about drafting Mac Jones, but you killed my vibe, Team 3.
So now you can take another great player that's available here.
That's a figure of speech very widely.
Julio Jones is available on the box.
Is he really? Okay.
Yeah, because his ADP hasn't really adjusted. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
And Gronk. Retired Gronk goes 412.
All right, so my Julio pick I feel like shouldn't count, but it does. So there's that. All right, there we go. Anything interesting you see on this draft board?
Yeah, per usual. There's a couple interesting things.
This team 11 man. Here. Diggs, Adams, Herbert, Waller.
The 0 running back strat.
Clyde, Cordero Patterson, James Cook, Ramondre. And
I feel like that's a regular draft that you'll see on fancy Twitter, and they're saying that it's an easy championship team. But I would have to highly disagree.
I don't mind Team 9. Well, AJ Brown 3-9 is a freaking smash and grab. I like that.
Team 9's not bad. They
Yeah.
could use that RB2.
Singletary, don't you want him?
No. Man, that Team 7, though. Wowee.
Oh, my God. You didn't do too bad with Zeke and Travis Etienne. Although, with the Robinson news, that kind of blows for him.
Yeah,
He'll probably still
that
miss
is
time.
interesting.
I think he'll miss time anyway.
Well, even if he doesn't miss time, remember Cam Akers when he came back? Like,
Yeah.
Robinson's probably only going to get and Marlon Mack, probably 5 to 10 carries. Like, he's not going to be involved a lot, but it still is interesting, though.
It is very
Something
interesting
to keep your eye on.
But anyway, there you have it. I had Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, Juju Smith-Schuster, Rashad Bateman, Rashad Penny, Robert Woods, Ronald Jones, Justin Fields, Noah Fant, Mecole Hardman, and then Julio Jones, all in that order. And Rick, what did you got?
Oh, you want me to say the order of the picks?
Yeah. Oh, well, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I took Justin Jefferson, first Debo, followed by Zeke, Travis Etienne, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Russell Wilson, Brandon Ayuk, Chase Edmonds, Mike Gesicki, Rashad White, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Tolbert, and Robert Tonyan.
There you have it. We got top 5 forgotten players on Thursday. Check it out. See you later.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.